Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Peasant chat, that's right. Poor people chat. Today we talk to poor people that can't afford super chats. Technically, we're going to talk about the Coyote rewriting the rule books. You're going to start seeing a lot of sanctioning bodies. When I'm talking about sanctioning bodies is PDRA, NMCA, NMRA is dead, and HRA, IHRA, and all of these classes, like when it comes to World Cup, when it comes to the classes that they hold up in SGMP, FL2K, TX2K, all that stuff, they're going to start putting a lot of restrictions on a 300 cubic inch motor with twin turbos. Let's just call it what it is. It's a 300 cubic inch motor. Whether it's a 5.2 variant or a 302, it's going to be no higher than 312, 313 cubic inches. It's going to be a very small dual overhead cam motor. And by limiting turbo size, limiting fuel, limiting what kind of intercooling and what kind of method of intercooling, whether it's air to air or air to water, you're going to start seeing people basically tell you via the rule book, Coyote is king. You saw this week Brett LaSalla run 6.0 at over 230 miles per hour. You are seeing 3,700-pound Coyotes knocking on the door to sixes with the stock computer. But again, the combo is a specific combo. There is only one engine builder that matters. There's only one engine builder that has figured it out. Everyone else is close, but for whatever reason, they don't have the saucy stuff like FFRE has. We'll talk about that. We can also talk about TJ Hunt getting a sort of cease and desist letter from Ford, basically saying you can't sell this GTD kit that you're going to put on your SEMA car. Now, I have my thoughts about that. We can hold on, we can talk about that during the show, but I think there's more to it than just that at face value. You're going to have to kind of come to the conclusion that what he's telling you is probably half the story, and you have to look at it from Ford's point of view if they're selling a $300,000+ limited production vehicle. And then some guy literally rips the kit off and decides to sell it. That's the big caveat. Decides to sell it. Then I can understand 100% Ford being silly. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello to the people out there.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. You know what doesn't suck? DNAPperformance.com, DNAP Performance, DNAP Performance, the online parts house sponsor of the show. Check them out. They pay their bill consistently every month, so I keep shouting them out. That's how it works. Mention the show. You might get a discount. Check them out. PMAS, the James PMAS, giving cold airs away, giving sensors away, giving couplers away, giving filters away. They are the cold air intake of choice for YDBT Daily, Peasant Chat, and Talking Shit Tuesday. Partfarm.com delivered the kid a rear bumper cover for GT500 in deep impact blue. You gotta love them. Used Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, late model parts, F-150, pullouts, cause I don't. Partfarm.com. Two Auto Solution, Rami's on Auto Solution, the best, I wanna say late model Ford, cause Chevy shit don't matter down there. Chevy shit anybody could do. Rami Zaidam, the best late model Ford performance shop Puerto Rico, and Bellac Industries, the choice wheel for drug dealers everywhere to let them know that you have made it. I want to make sure I give these guys a shout out before we go too far into it. RichPrince.com, who has been just amazing to work with, right now has a bunch of stuff for sale on their website. Section 8 shirts and hoodies. Hush Money shirts, long sleeve short, and hoodies. F. Camrizzi shirts, and finally, the Show Me the Receipts adult short sleeve shirt. It's probably going to feel weird with having all this stuff on your chest, but if you wear one of these, bro, you are a member. Amory in very bright colors, in long sleeve. We got Amory in hoodie, Amory in different styles. I love the red Amory stuff. And YDBT stuff, the red is just badass. Maybe we can make some colors similar to that. We got finally a YDBT graffiti adult short sleeve and long sleeve tee. Check this out. This is nice. It's a nice little addition. But We also got stickers, dolo, hoodies, short sleeve, long sleeve, and eventually we're gonna have hats. That's right. They're gonna start offering hats. They got dolo stickers too. They're gonna start offering hats pretty soon. So be on the lookout for richprince.com. We got Amory, YDBT, and dolo stickers. Hats are coming soon, and I am so happy to hear that they're gonna start providing hats pretty soon because, you know, it kind of cool to have hats as long as the prints are badass. Let's say hi to the people here, and as always, we're gonna keep the chat on the left here because it slows down the stream for some reason to have the chat pop up. I don't know why. Chrome just crashes, so I'm not going to deal with it. Nick, Monty 540, Alfredo Morales, Hassan Abbas, Leon Phelps, Joe Switch, Z303, Camzilla, B. Lavesh, Pat 30, Coyote Kelly, Slow Sean, Third Coast Coding, Sush Did It, Big Guns, Scott Franks, Valley 10 Speed. Get to the track, Papa. You know that bitch is going to run bottom eights if we get it figured out. Josh Roy, Scott Andrews, Johnny, El Verga, Larga, Clean 93 GT, the TB Penny, Leadfoot, Fleffin? Chuck was a red skrrr. Chuck, we sent you a tune for that F-150 guy. The person who did it last didn't assign the serial number to the LRX. Apologies, but we sent it over Friday night. Hopefully the customer is rolling now. Travis, Helvetica Larga, Oscar, Khalid again, Bryson Witt. Hey, Bryson, check your email. Your O2 is shit on Bank 1. But he did shout out Patreon and Rich Prince. Revit Racing, T. Sikorsky, Bowcat, Dixon, Copperhead Gasket, Death of Party 285, Adonis, Sixsuki, Nathan, Matrix, JD Swag, Mark Richardson, The Go, HFU Grad, Whipple 50, Minibad Madman, Gregory, D-Rock Box, Paul Ponthieu, Sam Morales, Dustin Garrison, Jeremy Smith, Minibad Madman, Antonio, Boxy Luxury, Pat 30, Josh. We won't see Craig Walls here because he qualified number 1 in his field, and I think it's called Renegade versus Hot Rod, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It could be Warriors versus Tres Cuarto. I think it's Warriors versus Tres Cuarto. And he went on a round 1 win yesterday with a 6.3 driving this badass Camaro. Good on Craig Walls. Let's keep an eye on him during World Cup. Made by Dre Day, Joe Jackson, Jared Wells, Desert 1320. What's up, man? I love your videos. I know we don't chat too much, but I love the shit you put out there. Here's some racing and get after it. No bullshit, no filler. I love it. Big Daddy Patty, Josh Bregman, Joe Swish, Coyote Crime Lord, Coyote Carmel again, Travis, Tony Whetstone. So I did a thing. Picked up an FFRE motor yesterday. Tony Whetstone hit me up. He goes, Alex, what do you think I should do? I got it. Thank you. Awesome, Chuck. Badass that your customer got that tune. This has been a really good week. I'm glad Tony Whetstone's a great guy. I like him very much. He campaigned a small block Ford turbo convertible Fox body for a very long time. It finally gave up the ghost. So he's like, no, I think the drive shaft went away. And then he was like, all right, let me just change the combo up. He's going to go Coyote. So he's like, what should I do? And I'm like, FFRE motor. FFRE motor. Like, don't even bother fucking with anything else unless it's FFRE stuff. I understand you might have people that build motors and you have friends that have machine shops. I totally get it and I understand. But let's just I'm going to show you something here real quick and hopefully it comes through. This gentleman was struggling forever. And again, I'm going to get off kilter. This show's going to bounce around all over the place. So it might be all super fucked up. Let me turn off the display capture so I don't show shit that I'm not supposed to show. Here it is. I want to show you a run made by a customer named Joe Glockner. Now, Joe Glockner has a, believe it or not, air ride S550 at 3,700 pounds. And Junior and Senior decided to go up to World Cup and tune a couple of cars in person. Guy named Cody and Joe Glockner. Joe Glockner has literally a combo that we suggest. If you want to go fast, this is what you do. I'm not going to tell you what it ran. I'm going to show you what it ran because you guys need to understand that there's a reason we tell you to get FFRE stuff. Let me make sure I have it centered. FFRE stuff and Turbo 400, a stock computer. This is a stock computer car, twin turbo. Take a nice listen. This ended up happening at World Cup during qualifying. If you guys want to keep fucking around, if you guys want to keep doubting shit, that is to your detriment. I'm telling you, it's probably best just to listen to what Lund Racing is telling you. Because we're not here to waste your time or waste your money. We're here to help you achieve your goals. That's my goal. My goal is to help you achieve your goals. So if you want to say, well, Alex, I want to go with this engine builder, FFRE. Alex, I want to go with this turbo kit, Aldo Welds. Alex, I want to go with it. Okay, then it's real simple. Just don't listen to me if you want to run anything then optimal. Or don't listen to Lund Racing if you want to run anything less than optimal. So shout out to Joe Glockner, 3,700 pounds. Turbo 400. This guy was having issues for 4 years at World Cup. Literally inconsistent passes, just a whole bunch of stuff happening. Got it figured out. Got an FFRE motor. Got the transmission good. People at Finish Line Performance helped him out. And the guy is rolling with Lund tuning in person, tuning on this car, tuning the boost ramp, tuning everything. And he said to the guys, hey, the rear, let's talk about this motherfucker. He said, hey, is there a way that we can get more spring in the back? And because it is air ride, you know what they did? They simply gave it 10 more PSI. And you know what's crazy? This car does not stuff the tire in the quarter panel. Everybody stop what the fuck you're doing right now and pay attention to the rear of this car. And then tell me anybody else knows anything about suspensions when they stuff the rear tire up into the quarter panel. So, the whole trick to making an IRS launch is, number one, listen to what Lund Racing says. Number two, do not make it stuff into the rear of the fucking quarter panel. Like, that's it. It's really not that difficult. But you guys, for whatever reason, buy shit from dumbasses. They give you settings, and then we have to unfuck all of that shit. What did you delete here? Okay, whatever. Wait, well, that was on an air ride? That was on an air ride. And we said, hey, we need to pump up something. Whatever we need more spring in the back. And they added 10 PSI. And it went down the track. That thing is on air ride. So it's actually working towards the benefit of a IRS. Now, I still think it's gay. When you drop, you're gay. But now, watch what's going to happen once that car starts rolling the fuck out. You're going to start seeing people say, we now outlaw air ride suspensions because you can adjust spring rate just by adding more pressure. Okay, so let's talk about the Coyote rewriting the rulebook. Someone like a Brett LaSala who ran a 6.0. I can show the run somewhere, but I'm sure you've seen it. Let me see. We got time. This is the peasant chat. I don't give a fuck. Let me see. I think Motion Raceworks had it. Motion Raceworks had probably the best angle from the back. Hey, yo. Oh, God. No. Here we go. But is there actual volume? Yes. No. This is something 90-day build. My ass. 604. See, this one does not have sound. So for whatever reason, this one does not have sound. So I'm not even going to play it. Anyway, Brett LaSala went 6.0. 6.0. Again, it's literally the same motor that's in the Grey Goose, except we have different cams and I think different size turbos. And he has a way better chassis. Let's not get that shit twisted. So a lot of people are going to start saying, wait a minute, you that thing's running crazy numbers. That thing ran 6.0. So if you want to run it in Extreme 28, it's got to weigh 4,000 pounds. Why? It's 300 cubic inch motor, 310, 312, whatever it is. Why are you now? It's just better. Yeah, but it's running so good that we're going to have to rewrite the rules. Okay, so you're basically admitting by putting more rules on it that the Coyote built by them, FFRE, tuned by Jobs Better, owned by Brett LaSala, is a better platform than anything that's 500, high 400 cubic inches. And did you see Cletus run 598 on a car that all he did was stroke a check for? Nothing wrong with that, but it proves my point. As long as you have the money, you can be competitive in top tier drag racing. Now, that car has a 481X Proline motor, big boy turbos, M&M 400, CJ race car. I mean, like the best of the best shit. And boom, within 4 or 5 runs, the car is up there with the fastest, proving my point that in drag racing, all you have to do is have the money and the right people around, and you're instantly competitive. Now, back on the TJ Hunt stuff, obviously, if he's going to sell a kit that closely resembles or looks exactly like the GTD, it's going to be a problem. And Ford, for, good on them, they're like, well, I don't want you guys going in there and selling a kit. Now people say, Anderson Composites has a GTD. Well, they have a GTD hood, and they're not selling a kit as far as I know. As far as I know, and I don't know this, but as far as I know, I don't know if Anderson Motorsports went out and directly ripped off the GTD kit. I'm saying almost identical. And then started selling it. Maybe they sell the hood, maybe they sell the back, but they don't sell the whole kit as far as I know. If they do, guys, send me the link. I'll go to it and I'll promptly say that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If TJ Hunt is getting fucked with, then anyone else that produces a GTD kit should get a cease and desist also. But I don't know that. But a lot of people are like on TJ's side saying, Ford this, Ford that. Look. If you directly rip something off and maybe change the hood scoop, the side scoop a little bit, or the front scoop or something, and you're directly ripping off a GTD that Ford is trying to protect because they have a, Multimatic built car that costs $300,000+ at a limited run to sell. I understand why they would put a cease and desist on that situation. No different than if Lund Racing found out most of the tuners in the industry are using their tune, except they're changing the MAF curve and maybe a couple of points here and there on the rev limiter. And we find out there's verifiable proof. That's theft. That's 100% theft. 100%. Okay, we'll talk about it. What do you think? Is the Coyote basically going to be an unfair advantage in a twin turbo variant? Let's say a guy shows up to a track and he's got the sauce set up. He's got the right tuner, the right Coyote build from FFRE, the proper turbo kit, the proper chassis weighing 2850. Do you think that car should get more rules placed on it based on the performance of people like Brett, Joe, Lund, and the others, or let it rule and let everyone else catch up? It'll be an interesting conversation. Someone said, didn't watch the World Cup at all. I didn't catch shit. You provide a good enough recap for me. This is literally World Cup in a quick synopsis. Do not watch Extreme Front Wheel Drive. Do not waste your time watching Extreme Front Wheel Drive. It is the class that breaks down the most. It is the class that is most frustrating to watch. It is the class that takes longest to qualify and get through rounds. Extreme front wheel drive, I immediately shut the TV off and I go do stuff for 2 hours because you and I both know for 2 freaking hours, those cars are going to blow up, do 1-2-1s, 2-3-2s, and blow up and kill everything. And apparently, Puerto Ricans and Hispanics don't know to pull over when the car blows up. You have a hood stack. Either 1-2-1 or 2-2-3-2. The big puff of smoke comes out of the front of your car and you coast it all the way the fuck down the middle of the track. Do we need a translator to say, mira pendejo, échate pa'l lado, pendejo, échate pa'l lado cuando se te explota la mierda. Mira, la vaina se explotó, échate pa'l lado y para el fucking carro, pendejo. They need me up there. Para esa mierda, échalo pa'l lado. Nope. 1-2-1, explosion. 2 miles an hour down the center of the track. Bring the scrubber out. 3 hours later, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Do they not know to stop the car and get the fuck off the fucking track? I cannot watch Extreme Front Wheel Drive. Now, let it be known and let people know that when you're racing one of these people, you don't stage first. Don't stage first. Pre-stage, stay your ass there until they light up the second light. They will play games. They'll fuck with you. They'll take 6.99 seconds to stage. I am blown away that any non-Hispanic, non-Caribbean person does not understand that when you race a Honda, an RX-7, a Starlet, or an Evo, what you do is you don't fucking stage until they do. Sit there, have plenty of fuel in the tank. Pal carajo, you don't need me to burn up my shit because you take 6.99 seconds to stage. This is common sense. It's a thing. Please stop letting these guys play you at the light. Cletus found out the hard way by getting beat by a Honda. And again, let's talk about that. When you have a car with a strain gauge, and you put it in gear, and you miss that gear, how the fuck do you put it back in gear? If you're relying on the strain gauge to cut spark as you yank on the lever and it goes into the next gear, what happens when you miss that gear? Oh, now you got to use your clutch, don't you? And it's going to go clunk, a terrible sound at whatever RPM you're at. You got to get it back in there quickly, and you're probably going to tear up your transmission. It's real simple. When you spin out of the hole and you rely on a strain gauge, you're hoping that everything goes perfect. Every single time I see a car that has a strain gauge, need to pedal the car, the run is ruined, and probably the transmission too. This is why I advocate for everybody using the clutch. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm slow. I'm gay. Cool. Tell me about your $10,000 T56 that grenaded because you relied on a strain gauge. You had to pedal it in the middle of a race, and you slammed the clutch in at whatever RPM to try to get it in, and you smoked a gear or something, or a fork or something in the transmission. Congratulations on the strain gauge. Alex, when I do a pull in my NA 26 season, it smells like a hair perm gone bad. I'm assuming the cats are fucked. 100,000 miles. Stop. You got 100,000 miles on a car, and you're wondering why it smells at what? It's like wondering why a 50-year-old woman's toto is dry as fuck. I wonder why it's dry. Well, it's been used up. It's acabó. That gland that's responsible for all the lubrication, done. She was done when she was banging the Skid Row members back in '86. Fuck out of here. The only Puerto Rican I like is Kona Blue. Let the Coyote ride. I'm not for all that sandbagging shit, especially in a 6-second class. World Cup equals how fast can you swap motors at a race? Coyote Cramler says, I sent the link to the Dark Horse giveaway in your Instagram. Shows the full kit. In your Instagram? I'm not going to go to fucking Instagram. Email me. God damn it, Instagram. Dude's going to try to melt you down. 6 compression, 9 rebound. What's happening? Does World Cup not find people for all downs? No. If you need to play a game, try to win, you're already lost by losing face. Fading into Bolivian, disengage the clutch. Here for Evil Gang says, here for Alex, not cause I own a Ford. Thank you so much. So I think World Cup is an interesting race to watch because a lot of people from a lot of different sanctioning bodies, that's all it is. It's basically you race at a certain sanctioning body, whether it's FL2K rules, TX2K rules, Warriors, Extreme, Modified, X275. So all these guys come together and they pair them down into these classes. Have you noticed that the Street Fighter classes went from being a 6-8 to 7-3 class to like a 7-1, 7-5 class? Like it really slowed down. Warriors seems to have slowed down also versus Tres Cuarto. It used to be like a bottom 6-second class. Now it's a mid to high 6-second class. So I think what's happening is the amount of people that were living in those classes for many years are stepping up to faster and faster classes. Someone like a Brett LaSala ended up in the, Renegade versus Modified. And so he is in big boy stuff, and he's running low 6s, 6'2", 6'1", 6'0" consistently. Now what's going to happen with that car is, we saw yesterday, is the more aggressive they get out of the hole, the harder it's going to be to keep the nose down. I guess they have wheelie sensors in it, and it's having a problem kind of maintaining that. But again, that's in optimal, perfect conditions. Now, understand, those times that people are running at that event are probably not going to be duplicated unless they have very similar conditions. One of the better one of the reasons a lot of people go to World Cup is the conditions, the time of year, the track, and the people. It is packed up there. I was talking to John Jr. on Facebook Messenger. And he's like, dude, it feels like there's 2 times the people. Like, it's unbelievable. But he's actually having a good time. Him, Senior, and Joe from FFRE are up there. They flew up in Senior's plane, and they're just going to hang out and, kind of take everything in, do product support. The Lunds got something up their sleeve a little bit, so that's why they're up there doing other stuff. So I think that'll be interesting to find out what's going on with them in about 6 months or so. And Motley Crue. Got the Lund Saw, says Scott Andrews. Ultimate Headers, Porter 18, PMAS, both won here. Car drives great. Thanks, bitcho. You got it, Scott Andrews. Disengage the clutch. Chuck says, yeah, my 15 Lund tuned since 100 miles that has over 100,000 on it now, and the cats are just at failure. So Chuck has one of the rare guard green Mustangs. He hasn't done shit to it, and he's so smart. And it's been Lund tuned from the get-go. I mean, he bought it, Lund tuned it, has 99,900 miles on a Lund tune. Cats are good up until 100,000, so don't blame the tune for killing your cats. What class is Jared Wells going to keep an eye out? What class is Jared Wells? What are you talking about? Coyote Swap says, all right, I emailed the Dark Horse GTD giveaway to you. The original link was an Instagram link, so I sent it to Insta, but it went to the website, I think, to email. Okay, so let's go to gmail.com. So apparently Brendan Schaub is also involved in this giveaway, which I think is kind of weird. VMP Gen 2R, Dark Horse giveaway, drive fast, all gas. Okay, win this Dark Horse Mustang. Interesting. So who is doing this? Because technically, Ford could have a field day with this thing, right? No thanks. What the fuck? So it's got the proper kit, the Roush kit, all the Roush interior. It's a Dark Horse. It's got the GTD wheels, but does it have the rear? Yeah, that's interesting. Is this car or is this kit for sale? Meaning the kit itself. I don't know that. And I know that TJ Hunt was a little pissed off about the fact that he's in a legal dispute with Ford on this video. He didn't name the manufacturer. I don't know why. TJ, bro, just say Ford sent me a letter, man. Like, hey, Ford sent me a letter. I'm not happy about it, and we're going to talk. But they make a video alluding to what's happening as opposed to just being honest with the people. Be like, hey, Ford sent me a letter. They sent me a cease and desist, and they told me I can't sell this kit anymore. So fuck me, fuck them, fuck Ford. Meanwhile, TJ bought a car that had the engine replaced. Like, it was a nightmare. Why are you sucking their dick? Just be honest. Tell them what factually... Unless the lawyer's like, don't say anything, then don't say anything. But I don't get people, man. I don't get people. Laper here says Freedom Rider. Oh no, is he running boxes now? That 6.0 pass had the rear end way up and buried the nose wild looking. Well, it kind of has to get the power down. You need some extension. That's why when you see that car drive by, you can see through it. The amount of extension your car has usually dictates how much grip it's having, especially down track. So when you can see from one side of the rear end through it, like from the side view, you could see right through it to the other person on the end of the track. You know that chassis is pretty freaking wild. Bowen Motorsport says, not sure what's more agonizing to deal with, all the tractor racing or weed. And that's another reason I'll never go to World Cup and sit in the stands. It's because the amount of fucking weed smoke there is pretty ridiculous, and I have zero tolerance for weed smokers, people that use it as a crutch, or I have anxiety. Shut the fuck up. We all have anxiety. You don't see me puffing away my whole life. We all have anxiety, we all have stress, we all have everything. Shut the fuck up and get shit, get your head right. Oh, no, I have anxiety. My dad wasn't cool. My dad didn't raise me right. Fuck you. We all had parents that were fucked up. You don't see us tripping balls because of it. Where the hell? I guess the live stream's not on yet. Is the live stream on yet, guys? World Cup Finals. It does. Yeah, watch live. Here we go. Wow, World Cup. Okay, it's just not live yet. That's all it is. Wait, stream World Cup Finals. What the fuck is happening? Watch live. Yeah, it's just not on yet apparently. It's Anderson. So Anderson Composites is selling okay, then let's look it up. Anderson, I like it. Anderson Composites. Anderson Composites website. Let's go to the website. Let's go together. If they're selling a G EFTD kit, I would say it's bullshit that he's getting fucked with. Can I just type in GTD? Just a hood and fenders. That's the difference, guys. All they have is a hood and fenders. I think the other guy, TJ, was like, I think he was selling the whole body kit. And I think that is what kind of set everything off. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what pissed off Ford and was like, yeah, no, you can't sell the complete body kit. We're selling the whole car for $300,000. You're not going to sell the whole body kit. Fuck all that. I think Bandit meant Craig Walls, Alex. Okay, gotcha. Craig Walls runs in, I think, Warriors vs. Tres Cuarto. The car's a 630 car Camaro. It probably won't come up till like 12 or 1 p.m. today because of the fucking extreme front wheel drive cars. It's a problem. Just woke up. I'm poor. Got it. Mini Batman. Yeah, he won't mention manufacturer, but has a torn down Mustang in the back. Right. Like, look it. Oh shit. Fuck. I gotta get this out of here. Okay. He's like, a manufacturer hit me up. Oh yeah, we don't know which manufacturer, bro. Yeah, we have no idea who you're talking about. Just be honest with people, man. Like, don't say. Well, I'm alluding to the fact that, you know, Ford, like someone hit me up, and I'm like, bro, please just be honest with the people. Stop alluding. Stop being clickbaity. Stop doing dumb shit. Sea levels rose more than overnight from cleat fan tears that they heard from human cause global warming. The Cletus fans lost their freaking mind when Cletus lost to a Honda. Now we can find that run. I'm gonna see if I can find that run. It says, it's gonna be fun. There it is. But I need a better angle. I need the front facing angle, not the rear angle. Cause man, was that funny.
The YouTube star, he's gonna have to.
Oh, this sucks. But this is all I can do. So this is what happened during Cletus's race at World Cup. First of all, that body, it looks ridiculous, whatever. A Honda did what I would do. I'm beat by a second, right? I'm going to fuck with them within the rules. And look at what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Drill the tree and just hope that the YouTube star will actually just miss one thing going down the racetrack.
Okay, Cletus is staged. The Honda is staged. Do not go in before the Honda. But he does.
So here we go. Can Jonathan Side pull off the up?
He's in before the Honda. Now you can count over 5 seconds and then the light starts to flicker on the Honda side because the Honda is very low. So what's happening is the beam is picking up the side skirt, the wrinkle, the tire, the front lip. It's picking up everything, so it's flickering. And Garrett must be like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Set. And wait a minute, something. Oh, wait a minute. Could we see it?
Going on.
Oh, and it's going to be an upset. Oh, my God.
Oh! And then every single Cletus fan lost their ever-loving mind that he lost to a Honda in that fashion. That's bullshit. They should rerun it. He cheated. No, he did everything within the rules. He staged. There's an automatic timer set in the Christmas tree. So sorry, the Honda did what they were supposed to do. Fuck with the millionaire. I'm sorry. There's a millionaire next to me with a funny car body on a fucking skeleton. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I need to do to beat that motherfucker. And he did. Good for him. Why the fuck are you guys crying? He's got another $500,000 Camaro he's racing in the extreme class. So cheer on him. Cheer him on that shit. My goodness. Why didn't Ford say anything when the 777777 performance made GT500 style fascia? Even Jason Miller knows XF front wheel drive needs to change. Check your PM, Alex. I'll check it on the phone. Chuck, thank you so much. I love Chuck. Chuck's just good people, you know? Chuck's just like legit. Jason Miller sends a simple text. Changes need to be made next year with extreme front wheel drive. Thank you, Jason Miller. Extreme front wheel drive is trash. I don't want to sit there as a fan. I don't want to sit there on Flow Racing, because why do I have Flow Racing? TX2K and this. That's it. 2 races a year I have Flow Racing for. Nothing else. That's $112 a year for 2 races. I'm more than happy to pay that because I cover it. I'm a news guy. So extreme front wheel drive is absolutely terrible. This is the first rule that should happen. If you oil down the track and you drive all the way down, you are gone forever from this event. You can never race this event ever. Watch motherfuckers start to pull over the moment they see a puff of smoke coming out of their shit. His boy Vic said it's impossible for someone to burn you down. Did Cleatard get put on the trailer? He's got another car, so he's good. When the bottom bump flickers, it resets the 7-second counter for staging. Oh, I love it. I thought they would have a ride height requirement for this very reason. Hey, the Honda's light was flickering because the wastegate was pointed at the ground and the flame was flickering the beam. Oh, they should have kept Mean Street instead of bringing XFD. Even Jason Miller knows extreme front wheel drive needs to change. The Honda finessed the beams. Gotta respect it. Mira. If it's within the rules and you're racing, who gives a fuck what the bulbs flickering don't matter. All you got to do, okay, the bottom one, he staged, but you took control away from that situation by staging first. A lot of the hardcore racers that have a routine, they will sit there and I'm going to stage last. Almost every racer I know that is legit fast, their preference is to stage second because it's a rhythm. I'll give you an example. Senior is not there. Senior's not there. Senior's not one of those guys that will fuck with anyone on the tree. He's a rule-oriented guy. But if I was Senior, I'd be like, I'm waiting. And then boom, boom, because the car spools fast, bump, bump, and then you're like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and you can almost bet that the light's going to get, the starter's going to trigger the lights. But what happens if you stage first? Bump, bump, trans temp, 7 seconds. 7 seconds. And then that guy stages, and then your rhythm is way off. So I would sit there and just say, fuck it, I'm going to stage. I don't give a fuck if they send me back. I'm staging last. But again, this is why racing sucks, and that's why I don't race. It's stupid. It was a fair win, but they acting like they have no class, never been there before, never won around. Who cares? Joseph Roman, it was a fair win, but they acting like they have no class, never been there before, never won around. It's called being Puerto Rican. It's called being Puerto Rican. Every fucking Puerto Rican I know acts that way. Every Puerto Rican I know. Listen to the announcer. Listen to the Flow Racing announcer. He was making fun of Cletus's El Camino when he was racing the Starlet during qualifying. Inconsequential bullshit. If you know Spanish like I know Spanish, the announcer at World Cup was talking shit to Cletus's mullet El Camino, that James Tall, who I respect highly because he's a racer. He came from dirt. He came from nothing and he made something. I respect that fucking dude. He was like, mira, aquí está la mamá de la Starlet. Basically, he was saying, this car beat every Starlet's ass on the planet, but the Starlet got him during qualifying. When you race a Puerto Rican, or any minority, any shade lighter than mine, like this is like the entry criteria to like being a gentleman in the sport or a fucking asshole. Este color. A little bit darker, you guarantee that guy's gonna stand up and go, "Toma, cabrón!" He's gonna point his dick at your wife. If your wife is there staging you, he's gonna point his dick at it. He's gonna go, "We beat you, take that, bitch!" And that's how they act. I don't race for that reason. I know Puerto Ricans. I know Hispanics. I know Jamaicans. I know all them people. And when it comes to racing, they're not respectful people generally. The minority in that crowd is respectful. Coño, papa, good race. I see you next week. Good luck with everything. Great. 80%, they get up and they stick their dick in your face. Go race a Cuban in Miami. You will see a dick. You'll see a dick. I guarantee you'll see a dick. If you're at the track and you race a Cuban and they beat you, they whip their dicks out. I don't race. They're not my peers. They're not my people. I'll watch from a distance. I'm good. That's classless. Welcome to Hispanics in Racing, Joseph Roman. That's why I don't go to Orlando. That's why I don't go to any of these tracks that have a lot of them. I know them. I know them. I am one of them. But I'm like the respectful kind. Hey, you beat me. Good job. You fucking suck. Your mom, this and this and that. Bro, fuck racing Hispanics. Fuck all that. Any shade lighter than mine. I'm half Puerto Rican and don't act that way because you're half Puerto Rican. I'm full Puerto Rican and I don't act that way. You know why? I was raised right. I was raised that if you talk a lot of shit, te dan una garnata, una bofetada. But a lot of these guys don't have a father that raised them. They're raised by their moms and they're emotional. Bro, I'm good. Now, you're starting to notice that a lot of the cars that are running bottom sixes, listen to the engine combos. Listen to the engine combos that the announcers talk. Proline power. BES racing engines. You know, you're listening to like 400 cubic inch and up Hemi-headed cars, 50 plus pounds of boost, right? Up against 300 cubic inch Coyote cars. All things being equal, you cannot look at a Proline motor and go, that is any more badass than a properly built Coyote motor. Properly built Coyote motor. We're at that point where you got to look at a Coyote motor and put some respect on its name. Oh, you know why? I'm not logged in. I'm so stupid. I'm not logged in. Shit. I'm Flow Racing. I'm on a different computer. Come on. I don't want to sign up. I want to log in, motherfucker. Oh, come on. Just log in, please. Close. Never. Log in. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we're live. No thanks. Jesus, the commercials. I'm already paying. There should be no fucking commercials. No. Okay, there we go. We got it in the back. And look at that. Another fucking Honda on fucking fire. Or I think it's the fender rubbing on the tire. What did JD Bruce say? Behavior like basketball type people? Look, there's a reason I don't race RX-7 guys, Starlet guys that are young. Actually, not even young. My age and under, they talk so much shit and they don't know anything about racing. They don't know anything. I don't care about racing anymore. I'm not in that world anymore. I don't care. I used to care. I used to be very, very intense on it. But then I'm like, I'm a respectful gentleman in all aspects. I say hello to you. Good job. Good race. We're good. Da 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 da. If I beat you in baseball, I shake your hand. I'm like, I accept defeat because we've all been beat. But Puerto Ricans generally don't accept a fair fight. There's always a problem. There's always a problem. Let's talk about people that don't accept defeat. When Tito Trinidad got his ass beat by Bernard Hopkins, I wasn't surprised. Bernard Hopkins negated his left hook. He's like, I'm just going to put my right hand up and negate his left hook. And there it was. And he methodically chopped him down. Do you know how many Puerto Ricans are like, oh, he was cheating? He was cheating. By being smarter than you? He was cheating? If I, as a racer, take longer to stage than the Honda rotary 0.8, whatever next to me, I'm going to be accused of cheating. But if they do it, it's okay. It's gamesmanship. It's an advantage. Fuck racing. Thank you very much. El Vega Larga says, he says, isn't that car a manual though? They share an island with the Haitians. Dominicans? Yeah, they share an island with the Haitians. That's all I need to know. They're eating the dogs, eating the cats. Damn Hispanic racers and their bullet car. JJ must love racing in Miami. JJ must love racing in Miami. 5,000 horsepower Coyote is the way to get there. Cars are good. Communities suck, generally speaking. Says Ale Al Husseini. And someone pay me some SARS. There we go. Thanks for the best show ever. Says Faisal Al Dawood. Wow, JD Bruce. He said basketball people. I'm white from Orlando and street raced in the 2000s. Alex is dead accurate about Puerto Ricans. I raced Puerto Ricans my whole fucking life. That's all I raced in Massachusetts. Starlets, Candonguito, which is a Corona, and RX-7s. And I had the V8. I had the Mustang. So what was happening? There was like a barrier, and it was like 10 seconds. Anyone from 14s all the way down to like 11-0 was very competitive in the 90s. You'd go every week to Kmart Plaza on Route 5, or you go to Bernie Avenue in Springfield, or you go to the Berlin. No, you don't go to the Berlin Turnpike. That's where the white boys with the 8-second cars were fucking around. So you don't go there. You don't go there unless you're serious to the Berlin Turnpike. You go to, you go to the slow races, Bernie Avenue, Kmart Plaza, stuff like that. So then I learned a little bit. And I'm like, oh, this thing needs a hook. This thing needs 430s. This thing needs M&H Race Masters and a 100-shot. And I was mopping up everybody in the town. And then they're like, oh, it's not fair because you got nitrous. It's not fair because I have nitrous? And they would say, well, I'm all motor. Here, that's why I started to notice that all motor guys have a mental issue. I'm all motor. I let my nuts hang. Okay, well, what if I show up with a big block with 12-to-1 compression and race gas? Oh, that's too big. And I'm like, oh, so now there's rules on the street? There's no fucking rules. So then the quicker you went, you had to leave that crowd behind. You have to go, okay, you guys, están hablando mucha mierda, vete pa'l carajo. I'm going to hang with the white boys. And the white boys were nice. They wanted to help you. If you had an issue with your car, they hand you a wrench. And then if you beat them, they go, hey, buddy, good run. I go, good run. Damn, white boys are nice. But they also have the fastest cars. Sorry. So that's when I said, I'm not racing Puerto Ricans anymore. I'm not going to be around them. I don't want to be near you. I'm good. And then white boys started getting a little ghetto. And that's what we have right now. Ghetto white boys talking that shit. So now the ones you could rely on to be honest, straight, and fair, white boys are now becoming ghettoized, and you're doing shenanigans. So I don't race anybody. Y'all, remember, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Dominicans built a wall to keep the Haitians out. Show me on the GPS that you went 160 miles an hour after getting bus lengths put on you. Dropping a like, catch replay later. Aliyah Hosane. There's a reason we don't take women to car-related places, events, and most people have zero manners. I went to a race with my ex-girlfriend at Palm Beach International Raceway, and that's not a place for women. If you got a girl at the drag races, es una fleje. Es una fleje. Eso de hombre. That's man shit. Races are man shit. If your chick wants to go racing, or if you meet a girl at a race, a takeover, a drift meet, or a car show, she's for the streets. That's a man's fucking place. That's man shit. Dicks will be out if there's Cubans there. So when a girl hangs around those types, she likes shenanigans. She likes bullshit. She likes just, oh, I jumped on that dick, and then that guy was slower, so I jumped on the fastest guy's dick. That guy was slower. Now I want, R8. There are girls in the car community that have gone from Hondas to showing their snatch. I've seen your snatch. I've seen it. Here it is. That's your pussy. To Mustangs, to R8s. Yes, there is a pogo, she jumped on the Honda dick, to the Mustang dick, to the R8 dick. And these guys that are rich, right? And they have no idea this bitch has been through every parking lot, through every meet, through every TX2K, FL2K fucking guy. They show up in a Lambo and she's in the passenger side and motherfuckers be like, ah! We all fucked her. Honey, do you know these guys? Oh, yeah, let's get out of here. And then she's winking at him on the way out. Fuck out of here for the streets. Car chicks are for the fucking streets. You want a good girl? She ain't showing off her tits. She ain't showing off her ass. She ain't at the car meet. She's not wearing leggings. Sorry. Why are you wearing leggings at Target? You haven't gone to the gym. It's comfortable. You know what else is comfortable? Baggy jogging pants. Mayonnaise gang. Speaking such facts, that would make a good short. I fucked with the white homies that aren't built like Yankee fans from the World Series. Hello, hello. Late as fuck. On Cash Replay later. She likes the drama. And that type aren't talking to like J-Rock from Trailer Park Boys. Speaking of man shit, did you see Brabus dropped a 40-foot travel RV? Really? You're Coyote Crime Lord. You're watching the wrong shit. That's a lie. Alex, don't you know that women are allowed in any space because of their choice and we have to be inclusive? Sarcasm. Women driven. I got the wrench pick on my desk. Every woman in the car space has to be seen with a suspicious. You have to look at them sus. They're sus. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, ladies. The most credible woman in the car game is a dude. Am I wrong? The catcher's mitt, community snatch, racetrack lot lizard, Gucci, third leg got the herps, dick and dodging. Ayo, let me get your snatch. Chat, cargo, hypergamy. Where was the TDC update? Yeah, so nobody replied to it. So I said, okay, no one's watching. Sorry. I saw it and I'm like, I'm not going to do it if no one's watching. I think TDC is going to be one of those things that I pop in quarterly and say hello for like 2 weeks and then drop out. It's just not something I want to do. Good morning, everyone. Out of curiosity, you think anyone from Ford watches and listens to you? The knowledge you spit is definitely tops. No. By the way, I uploaded the video of Jake finishing the Donnie build. There were a couple things that were cut out because there's proprietary stuff he doesn't want to show. And I was cool with that. 30-something minute video, great build process, cleanliness, showing you about keys, showing you about clutch stack, measuring the tolerances, checking everything. Very good. Guess what I did? Set the converter out, they cut it open, flushed everything out, expedited service, came back, put it in, no issue. I put the transmission in. I started late Friday at 9 p.m. So from 9 to 11:30, I got it on the cart and on the dowels. The next day, from 9 to 12:30, I cinched up the transmission, drive shaft, exhaust, cross member, all the doohickeys, all the O2s, and it's running phenomenally. And it shifted at 7,500 RPMs, right where it should be. Mind blown, right? How the same transmission that Jake took apart, put new clutches in, put billet internals in, I put it together, bolted it up, it shifts exactly where it needs to shift, and I'm going to do an update video on that. I'll probably release it later today, just so you know that I am not 100% full of shit. And you want to know how I'm not full of shit? Check it out. I got it. I'm ready. I'm ready right now. So I'm not like speaking out of turn. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, the sun was literally in my face. So, what's happening now is now grab a bite, I filled up with
There we go.
proper pressure to the converter to
Oh, that's why I was in the city and I couldn't get a good video. It's the 5-minute one. There we go, the 5-minute one. Let's see.
Jake as a transmission builder to build me a consistent
Okay. Here we go. 7,000 RPM.
by the hour builds consistent transmissions. I think the shifts are going to happen right at 7,500. I'm going to roll into it so it doesn't spin its ass off. Would you look at that? The shifts.
Happened at 7,500 RPMs without me touching the tune. So, the next time you take your transmission to your Pro Mod builder and he puts it together and then it comes back and it slams the limiter at 8,200 RPMs, it's not the tune. Should I go after a Mustang with a Coyote instead of a Corvette? Says Caddy Rolling 614. I want to get another sports car, but I hear a lot of good things about the Coyote engines. Let me know real talk. Real talk, what do you want to do, Caddy Rolling 614? I don't know what you want to do. I have no idea what you want to do. I can't guide you if I have no idea what you want to do. Tony, I don't think Ford listens to me. I think Ford thinks I'm a clown. I think Ford thinks I'm full of shit. I think Ford thinks I talk too much shit. But I have manufacturers that want to work with me that understand that what I say comes with a boatload of data, a boatload of experience. I've shown you who sucks. I've shown you who screws you over in the industry. I've shown you who does good work. I've shown you who does consistent things and is honorable. So Ford would be wise to suck this dick, but they're not going to do that because I'm in charge. I'm not going to sit there and agree to some contractual limitations on what I want to say. If you want to fucks with me, you fucks with me under my terms. And if you don't want to be under my terms, don't fucks with me. Real simple. I'm running the show here. This is my shit. Nobody has creative control. Nobody tells me what to say and what not to say. This is my shit. So the only way I'm going to work with people is if they're under my umbrella and I do whatever the fuck I want. Obviously, I'm going to protect the brand. I represent Lund Racing and Power by the Hour. You don't see me talk mad shit on their behalf unless someone fucked us. Then we talk that major shit. You got it. PR Beauty pisses me off. Whoa. PR Beauty pisses me off. Wouldn't be anywhere with Kevin from Four Bangers. Now she's sleep her way to... Okay, Jordan Hirsch, I don't know her. So I understand you're probably mad, but I don't know her. So I'm not going to speak about her because I don't know her and I don't know her story. Now, I can tell you many Mustang girls slept their way to fat. When was the last time you saw a Mustang girl sleep with a guy that's slower than her previous? Out of love. I love him. He treats me better. I'm going to go out with a slower guy. Guys, show me on the chat a girl that has been known in the car, Camaro, Mustang, whatever community, and she has fucked down to slower guys. You take her to the races because she's happy with the Cuban's dick. Ayo, says El Verga Larga. The Honda was the fastest, but is the most playful. Same with the new Honda girl here too. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god. Have you done any tuning with pure transmission? Look, the pure transmission does not require any special tuning. The tune is the tune is the tune is the tune. If any special tuning has to happen, then you did something out of spec. Ford has Alex blocked. Just wonder what engine would go with big cubic inch or big block. Just wonder what the engine would do with big cubic inch or big block version. I don't think so. I think the magic of the Coyote is the small cubic inch, small stroke, high RPM. Are you still planning to find a 2.3 for Donnie? I'm trying to find a 2.3, but what's out there is very difficult. Everything out there is either a Gen 2R, which I don't want, or a Gen 1 Roush. It's very difficult to find a complete Gen 2 Roush kit. I'm saying intercooler and blower. That's all I really need. Everything else I can provide. Is the FIFO auto transmission RPM base shift or both? T-Penny 80? Both. T-Penny. Clutch fill related. Dude, there's like 17 things that you think it's just like, oh, shift at 35 miles an hour and it shifts at 35 miles an hour. No, TB Penny. It requires clutch fill times. It requires oncoming, off-going element adjustments, mile per hour adjustments. Dude, it requires a lot of stuff. That's why I know when a transmission shifts butter on a guy that's never owned a Coyote, so antennas go up. Okay. Someone said name names. Name names. No. Will an F-150 18 and 2010 already leaving it NA be a good daily or towing on rare occasions? Amir, it might still act up, but generally yes. Jake has now a built 10R80, and it does okay for what he needs. He's not racing it. He don't get after it. He just drives it, and once in a while goes watt. He doesn't care to do anything stupid with it. They're called car girls because they gave it up inside the car. Let's be honest here. The smart ones out there are channel sponsors. These sponsors' businesses have gone up. ATI Performance, I guarantee, have gone up in business since they fuck with us. PMAS. is not, now you're more aware if you weren't aware before PMAS. Part Farm, come on, really? If you need interior parts or anything, you don't think you've gone to partsfarm.com because of the show. And 2 Auto and Bellac, I'm sure have not Bellac, because Bellac is just like the baller brand. Extreme front wheel drive is up right now, and they're actually getting down the track, which is blowing my mind. JD Bruce says, I know it's off topic, but have you seen that Shelby Super Snakes are online selling 165? Yeah, no one cares. It's not it's so stupid to buy a GT with a blower on it, a Whipple blower with Shelby badging, and charge $100,000 more dollars. Do you really think Shelby slapping on stickers, a body kit, wheels, and a Whipple blower is worth $100,000? Come on. They're called, okay, Justin Michael. If Jim Farley was removed from Ford, then the CEO gave performance, okay, if Jim Farley was removed from Ford, says Justin Michael, and the new Ford CEO gave the performance division clearance to chat with aftermarket tuners, would you give them the time? Oh, absolutely. Farley's got to go. Hey, Alex, have you had any trouble with Dragy device on an app? I'm thinking of getting one, but hear bad reviews on dealing with connection issues. No issues with connection. The issue I have with Dragy is people think it's deadly accurate. I'm going to do a test one day of going downhill and watch that bitch verify my run. I'm going to take the S197. I got to change the oil. Let's do it for oil change. Probably today. I'll do it today. I'm going to do a drag run, go 12-0. Then I'm going to go somewhere that's downhill, which is difficult because we're in South Florida. And I'm going to run 11-7. And it's going to go verified. And the slope is like this. That's the problem with Dragys. The question was more, have you had any pure transmission in the ticket system? No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Alex, have you had any trouble with Dragy? I already got that. Girls in the YouTube car world don't build their own cars and just show their butts in thumbnails. I bet 6R80 builders are watching your video to try to find out the secret. They'll never know the secret. And it's so, it's something that happened to my red car. It's something that happened with the Lund's car. And it's something that happened with Jake's cars. So he has learned from 3 super high horsepower, and not that mine was super high horsepower, but one particular failure happened on mine that urged the development of 2 parts. Estimated cost of putting a Coyote and 6R80 in a Fox body, just running it in stock form. Oh, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, F-150. I mean, come on. You got to be very specific when you ask a question here. First heard of PMAS years ago from your channel, says James Mumford. Thank you, Unc. The 15 to 7 RCSBs with low mileage are hard to find. Yeah, you might as well get an 18 to 20 and just live with shitty transmission issues. The 6R80 I test drove was butter smooth, though. Amir Zahir, if you can find a 15 to 17 4-wheel drive RCSB 6R80, I'd do it. I'd do it. If I can find a 15 to 17 RCSB with low miles, sub 50, I'd build it. And I'd send it out to Aldo. I'd build it like Mexico Racing League built their truck Vader. Just like that. Just like that. Run 9s and chill. The new Super Snake is an insult to the Shelby name. It's a Whipple GT body kit. Dragy times are usually off by 2 to 4/10, says Jonathan Jackson. Shelby America, just take the base Mustang, slaps $10,000 worth of parts, and charges $160K. Same goes for these specialty brands. Bobby Trump, rocking the garbage truck for the win. Dragy, just a tool, just like a dyno. The Coyote is such a superior street high horsepower engine. I'm putting one in my 69 Camaro. No engine compares drivability and big horsepower. So the reason I say it's rewriting the rules is because now you're going to have people going, wait a minute. I could get a big block Chevy, twin turbo 400, run mid to low 7s in a very, again, the chassis has to be legit, guys. You understand, like, the reason people are running these numbers is not just the engine. Obviously, there's a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of tuning, there's a lot of chassis work, there's just a lot of stuff in the background. But the motor is still providing the horsepower. So you understand that the motor complements the chassis, complements the tuning, complements everything else. The tuning kind of just makes everything come together. So if you can have a big block Chevy, twin turbo 400, methanol car, run mid 7s, or a 300 cubic inch dual overhead cam car. Let's say you're both on Harley. Let's say you're both running meth. Let's say the tuning is pretty similar. It's a smaller motor. It's lighter. And it's built by FFRE. The turbo kit is laid out properly. Let's say everything is exactly how FFRE wants it to be. And you're out there running bottom 7s a lot easier. And you're like, it's lighter? There's less shit to work with? Now, maintenance is going to be the thing. Now, understand this, guys. The reason I say it's rewriting the record, the rules, is because you can make that car live in classes it should not be in. It is literally right now in billet 2JZ classes and billet 481X classes, or big block Chevy, big block Ford, twin turbo, big boy stuff. Chuck from Street Outlaws is running 6.0s. Think about that. This is a big tire, slick, probably big cubic inch twin turbo car on meth, and a Coyote with 300 cubic inches is running the same. Now, again, Chuck is a fan of the Coyote, but I think at max effort, it's right there with everything else, in my opinion. 15 to 17 is the money year for F-150, daily or build. Abso-freaking-lutely, in my opinion. Sorry, Gen 2 Mustang driveline and 88 Fox. Okay, so to find a Gen 2 motor, it's going to be like $5,400. Let's go to thepartsfarm.com. Let's go. Thepartsfarm.com. Okay. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Drivetrains. Okay. I want a Gen 2 Mustang motor. Gen 2. Here we go. F-150 though. Here we go. 6R80 kit. Excuse me. Sold out. But how much is it? Does it have a price? No price. Shit. I thought it was like no price. Damn it. Sold out. Let me see. Well, it's probably the same as a Gen 3. Oh, look at that. Roush supercharged engine also sold out. Wow, Coyotes are sold the fuck out. 15 to 17 F-150 motor, Coyote engine and automatic trans. Okay, this is probably the best way to compare it against. This is a 15 to 17 F-150 Coyote engine with an automatic trans, a 6R80, which we all know, oh, sorry, Jesus Christ, I apologize. I deeply apologize. Here we go. Let me see. Okay, so this is the closest. Let's say you did this, right? Let's say you did an F-150 motor, lower compression, but it's good 6R80. Again, the you could still make big power with these. That's what it's going to cost you, Mr. Roman. Probably $9,000 for the kit. Then you have to get the K member, which is, I believe, a swap K member, and then you're going to have to get the control system. So you're going to have to go to Power by the Hour and get a control pack. So you're going to have to figure a control pack. You're going to have to figure the engine. So you're going to be probably 12 to 15K all in to get it installed. I know, right? It sounds expensive. Welcome. Welcome to racing. Ford Steel Lund Tunes. No, I definitely don't. I got a Gen Mustang 10R car with a Hellion sleeper, but it won't rev past 7,000 with RPM. Is this a tuning problem? Nope, it's probably a valve float issue. I hate garbage that Shelby American is putting out now. I know it seems from poor leadership and guidance, which hurts the most. Imagine Ford selling a Ford Performance calibrations, which in reality are Lund tunes in disguise. Not at all. Weird thing is, since I've watched your videos, Donnie 6R Trans, my YouTube recommendations started to flood with 6R80 videos. It's going to be a good time. Chuck is the man. Dude was going fast in Hondas before anyone. I have a feeling Jim Farley votes blue the way he runs Ford. I guarantee it either. I have a Gen 2 17 Mustang GT for sale, $25,000. It's a manual though. I wonder if Justin at AM has any Roush 2.3s laying around. Well, you understand, Justin at American Muscle is like an employee of American Muscle. He is not like, well, what's up, Alex? I got like 17 of these sitting in the warehouse. You want one? No, I think he, he's responsible for video stuff. So he's not gonna be like, well, now, Justin, if there just happens to be a Gen 2 Roush blower and all I need is the all I need is the blower and the intercooler. Everything else is gonna be powered by the hour stuff. Cold air, PMAS. Throttle body, that's gonna be interesting. So ideally, I want a 2.3 in Donnie, but if I have to end up with a 2650 and keep the boost low, I'll do that, but I'd rather not because I think I could do a 2.3 to go low nines, but if something else comes along the pipeline that's desirable, yeah, I'll fucks with it, but I'd rather have a Roush 2.3 in it. Rizzy says, I'm about $10,000 into my Gen 1 Coyote Swap and did the labor myself. Probably will cost someone $20,000 to have it done, parts and labor from a shop. Cobra 460 says, Theo, any plans on what motor is going in the Fairmont? It's probably going to be another Coyote, but the difficult thing about that is I have 3 Coyote projects right now. The Corvette, ZR1. I'm waiting on, I have to order a QuickTime Bellhousing for a T56, slap it on with clutches and all that shit, and then get measurements with the actual motor installed on the existing motor mounts. Once that measurement is confirmed, I have to then ship the Bellhousing to the Department of Boost guy. He's got a guy that'll weld a plate on based on my measurements, and hopefully everything fits once it gets here. That's going to be tough. And then what I would want, honestly, I'm not going to motor plate it. I thought I wanted a motor plate, but the more I look into it, the more issues that's going to cause. So I need to move the reservoir for the brake master cylinder. I'm sorry, the brake master cylinder has to move either inside or away because it's hitting the cam cover. And for if I need to do that, I have to remove, if I need to service the car, it needs to be serviceable. So a lot of things have to change, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to move some stuff around, get the Coyote motor lower and further back. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to have a Coyote in it. Maybe I want to have a carbureted Coyote in it with a turbo. That's honestly what I want to do, as analog as possible. All it needs to run is like a low 9 or mid 8 in there, and I'm happy. Because it's going to be, you know, some race car stuff and some street stuff. Can always say YOLO and shove that Trinity in there. So that's the other thing. There's a guy that's hot for the Trinity. And if I sell the Trinity motor is too big, it's too wide. It's way bigger in an engine compartment than a Coyote is. So that's a non-starter. I'd rather just, do you know that a big block Chevy or a big block Ford is narrower than a Coyote? So then you got to go, okay, do I do a big block Ford build, pushrod, and live in the high 9s like a fucking boring ass motherfucker, or throw a Coyote in there with a carburetor, do cool shit? We'll see. It would be cool if they had a one under the table from one of those build series. Just for possible educational purposes, what are the reasons the Coyote swap in the ZR1? Because to build a proper LS1 and address the cooling issues is more expensive than swapping in a motor I know more about than an LS9 and has 0 IAT issues when it comes to supercharging it. A Whipple at 12 to 15 PSI, 11-to-1 compression does not have IAT issues. And it can make 800 on E85 or race gas. So why would I shove in an LS9 that is low compression, 2.3, export, new bricks, new lid, new heat exchanger, ice tank to make 800, 900? Nah. Coyote swap it. Because after, let's say if I have a brand new stock LS9, 10 to 12,000 bucks. Fixing my old LS9, probably 8 to 12,000 bucks depending on configuration. I still have to address the IAT issues. So it wasn't worth it to me. Oh, look, cleanup on aisle 2 at World Cup. Really? Let me see. Let me go back. Oh yeah, they're walking. They're showing the pits. That means something blew up. Let me see. Track cleanup. Yep, track cleanup. Okay. Boy, I hate when they show commercials. Oh yeah. Something blew up. Yep. Blew up. Gotta love it. A Honda blew up on extreme front wheel drive. Crazy stuff. 250 likes and 378 lurkers. Bryson Witt. No IAT 2 issues yet on the 5.4, 24 PSI, 11-to-1 compression. I'm genuinely surprised. Bryson Witt has a 5.4 that's built. He shoved on a 10% overdrive and his Gen 3 2.9 Whipple, or Gen 5 2.9 Whipple, was not making good boost. Now that has a 10%, it's making close to 24 PSI. He doesn't have IAT issues. 24 PSI. 11-to-1 compression, 5.4. Probably making 1,000 wheel. Close to it. A Chevy My Chevy at 750 wheel was seeing 140, 150, 160 IATs with a 2.3. Trash. You see Birdman Crash? Yeah, it was bad. Super bad. Have you considered a Paxton Vortec for Donnie? Fuck no. If you sold the finished Coyote Swap vet in the future, no, I'm not. I mean, what would even there's no market value because people that want a ZR1 are like Shelby guys. The ZR1 community is just as gay, if not more so, than the Shelby community. They think it's special. They think this car came down from heaven and said this is the best thing ever. Meanwhile, they just negate to tell you that the computer's stupid. You need about 7 meth nozzles to keep everything good. You need about $5,000 in cooling to keep it under 140. You need an ice tank. You need a $5,000 clutch to make it hook. You need a torque tube upgrade. You need a bunch of bullshit. Whereas a Mustang, generally $50,000 all in, some suspension stuff, all in, car included. You can go 8s. Cannot say that with a ZR1 or many other cars. If you sold, I've got that stock low mileage Ruby Red Gen 1 auto. What supercharger should I put on the car? Keep in mind, I live in California. Roush 2.3. TPF used parts section. Gen 1 Coyote 6R package, 24,000 miles. Has a price tag of $9,500. That's a little high. Adjusted accordingly for the Gen 2. That's a little high. Alex, I'm buying a 3-valve to start drifting. Is that gay? Absolutely. It's the gayest thing you could do aside from literally sucking a dick. Like, you could look at a 3-valve drifter and say he's more gay than a guy that actually blows dudes. Now, if the guy that's blowing dudes gets an erection, then they're on par. Like the 3-valve guy and the guy blowing dudes that's getting an erection is like the same thing. Break Coyote cranks. I mean, what are you talking about? You pissed off a few guys local to me that own ZR1s and I asked them why a Coyote Swap was dumb. None of them could give me a good reason why it was a bad idea other than it ruins the car. It ruins the car by giving it a 32-valve, 11-to-1 compression car with boosted fuel that can make 1,000 to the wheels. Really? Ruins the car. How does it ruin the car? So you'd rather I spend double the money to make the same power, but it has its LS. Dude, these races and modern and then everything else pretty much confirmed to me that the Coyote is king. I'm on the right track when it comes to this stuff. I don't sit there and go, oh, no, fuck the LS stuff. The LS stuff is gone. The LS versus Coyote argument is dead. Dead bird. Matter of fact, a Godzilla finally went into the sixes in a Fox body, pro charge, probably on full meth, dry deck, like everything, to go 6.9, a 7.3 liter full all-out race engine, finally went 6.9. Bro, embarrassing. Should I expect my Gen 3 MT82 to exit the chat? Well, only 700. You can exit the chat stock. So yeah. Alex, are ATI Balancers known to break Coyote Balancers? Are ATI Balancers known to break Coyote Balancers? If so, why and what to do? What the fuck? No. I've never heard an ATI Balancer cause a break. The ATI Balancer, if installed improperly and you don't bottom it out properly on the crank sprocket, yeah, it can cause an issue. Hopefully they can make that Bellhousing properly in a timely manner. I'm expecting at least 6 months. Thanks for the roast, No Diddy. Shelby's name must not be that special. I can get a can of chili with his name on it too. Only costs $4. Bidenomics. Used and new Roush kits on eBay. Just pay through PayPal to make sure you get what you paid for. No, I'm not buying anything through PayPal. I'm not buying anything through eBay. Fuck eBay. eBay can suck my nuts. I'm never buying anything through eBay. My 321 Illuminator S197 had a 2.3 Gen 1 Whipple. Those are terrible. And had high IATs making 14 PSI. Swapped to a VP Gen 3R making 24 PSI. Now my IATs are lower than on the same manifold. I get it. The Gen 1 2.3 is my measuring stick for Whipple. Because everything that they have compared to a TVS is at least a liter bigger. A basic Corvette guy thinks like a GT500 owner. Sorry, you're not special. They're not special. Alex is basically building a C801 with his Coyote ZR1. Imagine what's going to happen if I do pull this off and it's supercharged, makes 850 wheel, which is about 925 crank or something, or 970 crank. Fuck, I'll just have to make 1,000 just to like say I made 1,000 so that they can shut the fuck up. So that then I could say this makes more power than the new ZR1 because the new ZR1 makes 1,000 horsepower behind the butthole, but the engine is back there. So it might not have that much drivetrain loss. Who knows? I don't know how much drivetrain loss occurs in a rear engine setup. Extreme front wheel drive is back up and running, so that's good to see. Alex is, already got that. Someone said Terminator Coyote says Alex is basically building a C801 with his Coyote 01. Yeah, so I think eventually once everything gets hammered out, I want a TVS on it. I have access to a 3-liter Whipple at Lund Racing, a CJ variant, but I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't want to represent Whipple in any positive manner. I don't want to have to do anything with them. I don't want to work with them. I don't want to be lumped into that crowd. I think they're all goofy. The fans that rah the stuff. Oh, look, more smoke out of XFI, X front wheel drive cars. I just don't want to be lumped into any of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. See you later. I want a TVS because I like the power delivery and the market for the vast majority of people is the 650 to 900 horsepower guy. The 650 to 900 horsepower guy is 80% of the market. And in almost every metric, the TVS outperforms. Maybe doesn't make more power on the dyno, but when it comes to translating that power on the street, that TVS gets it. Plain and simple. LS9 guys be like, because the LS9 is King Daddy, Alex, it's really not. I bought my first ever Mustang which is a 24 GT. Oh my God. I have the Stainless Works long tube headers. How much estimated horsepower I'll gain by removing the high flow cats, or is it just not worth it? I don't think it's worth it removing the high flow cats NA division agent. I would say if it's boosted, get them out of there just so that they don't melt, because aftermarket cats fail a lot quicker than stock cats. It's weird. Just grind off the Whipple logo. No, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get some of these assholes that are like, oh, look, Alex is running our kit. And then they're going to put it on their website. Oh, look, Alex runs a number with our kit. Alex made 1,000 horsepower with our kit. And I can't say no. On the 14 GT Ruby Auto, why Roush 2.3 over Whipple 3.0? Okay, you need to go back to the beginning of this channel and start from scratch. What are you putting in it? A Gen 3R or a Gen 5 Whipple? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, the Corvette? Neither. Hoping neither. Probably I have access to a Gen 5 Whipple. I just don't want to put a Gen 5 Whipple in it if I don't have to. Do you have clearance for the Supercharger on the Coyote 01? I don't care. I'll put a custom hood. I don't give a shit about that. I have clearance in terms of putting it on the car, but the hood is going to be a problem. I'll get an aftermarket hood. I don't care. Getting rid of the LS pushrod crap was a good move. You don't see Coyote guys lashing their valves every pass. You don't see LS9 guys doing either on hydraulic cams, but I can do back-to-back-to-back pulls on a 800 rear-wheel horsepower Coyote. Oh, somebody timed out. Oh, look at what happened on the XF Extreme front-wheel drive thing. Nobody wants to stage right now. There's 2 Honda guys finally one staged. See what happens? They always want to stage second because what happens is the other guy is on the chip for about a year. So in Michael Manley versus Joe Viveros. Go back. Michael Manley versus Joe Viveros. 2 guys were at the line. None of them wanted to stage. Just like we talked about in the beginning of the show. You always stage second. Both said, I'm not staging. And the starter literally looked at them and said, you, and they had to stage. When you race a Honda, motherfucker, when you race a look at me, guys. Any darker than this shade and down, you stage second. Yeah, sell the 24, get a 20 or older, says Bryson Witt. I see a good amount of people struggling to choose the Route ESS or Whipple platform. Why? They're 2 different power deliveries, Brandon. Whoever struggles with an ESS versus Whipple comparison doesn't know shit about superchargers. They think they both make the same. The Whipple makes more torque earlier than an ESS. The ESS to me is for roll racing, or when you pulley it to death, it can make good power down low. Smash It Devour says, dude, bought an untunable car and wanting to make power. You give us too much credit if you think we lash valves correctly. Solid copy, thanks to Vision Agent. You got it, brother. If it ends up with a Whipple VMP, just blur the engine bay every time you show it. Damn Islanders. I'm telling you, bro, I'm looking at this right here. I'm staring down extreme front wheel drive. Those guys don't want to stage. It's like a problem. So again, when you go to the track and you're at a racing event, not a test and tune, Jesus Christ, a test and tune, it doesn't matter. But if you want to stay, if you don't want your car to burn down, stage second 100% of the time. Cobra 460 says, Division Agent, why would you choose a Mustang that's not tunable? Because Cobra 460, it might be tunable sooner than later. I think a lot of people that are getting introduced to the new Mustang, that's their first Mustang. So you got to understand, the Fox Body guy probably did not do this. The Fox Body guy probably did not go Fox Body, SN, Cobra, 3-valve, Coyote, Shelby, Gen 3, Gen 2, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. No. They probably went right to Gen... Oh, Mustang? I hear they're badass. What's the one I can get the best rate on in the best terms? The 24. I was one of those idiots that bought everything from Fox Body all the way to Gen 3, and I know not to buy the Gen 4. So a lot of people don't have that background. A lot of people don't have that why not to buy certain platforms, because I knew it wasn't tunable right off the rip. We have been 2 years in. It is October 2024. The 24 Mustang came out in August of 23. We are 1 year in, and you cannot throw an NA E85 tune on a car. Crazy. Just remember, Century means most streeter, says Matt Oliver. Morning, Alex. What is morning, Mike H? The actual Mike H. Coyote Crime Lord. Coyote launch edition blower under the glass hood would look sick. Figure out the throttle body tuning, give it a cool touch. That's going to be real difficult. And I'd have to talk to Roush to get there okay. They need a staging rule. You're either ready or you're not. There is a rule, Justin Michael. Stage, pre-stage, 7 seconds from the next person that stages. But there is no rule that says how long it takes you to go from pre-stage to stage. And that's up to the starter. And the starter doesn't play games, apparently, at this track. The starter's like, bro, get after it. Let's go. November. Oh, we're in November. Thank you very much. We're in November, and we still don't have a tunable Mustang. So as an old Fox Body guy that has owned every platform, minus Cobra, I wanted something that I could fuck with easier. The Hot Rodder. The Hot Rodder wants to change things. If you are a Hot Rodder, you don't get a 24 Mustang. You get 23 and under because you can make changes and dictate the changes. 24, you are stuck with what Whipple gives you, what Procharger gives you. You cannot tinker, tweak, tune, anything. So hot rodding dies with the 24 until it becomes tunable. Good morning. Alex says, Sway Rodriguez. Am I crazy? Isn't the Gen 4 oil pump driven by a belt? Now, I don't know on the Mustang. At least you started with a Fox Body. I was born in 96, and my first Mustang was a 96 4.6 dud. Now I have a 15. We'll never get rid of it. I said that too about the many cars, and I got rid of all of them. What were your gears and tire size with centrifugal vortex 6R80? Street strip use has stopped the hop kit, springs, etc. 3C converter, 331 gears. Thank me later. Deal. What are the majority of Coyote Swap's Lund tunes regularly? The majority of Coyote Swaps are, believe it or not, Whipple and Turbo. That's right. The majority of Coyote Swaps are 6R80 Turbo or 6R80 Whipple cars. And both tunes are so vetted. And imagine having a Gen 3 Turbo 400 Turbo car. Bro, I'm 21 right now. I'm like, you are going to go 840 like right off the rip. And he's like, if this thing goes 840s, I'll shit my pants. I'm like, it is light. It's a stock motor. It's a badass Turbo 400 with a proper converter that's coupling great. Another guy has a 4R70 on an on-3 single. That's going to be a 950, 940 car, like right off the rip. And he's like, I'm deathly afraid of this thing. And I'm like, this is no joke. Gone are the days of a small block 4 with an on-3 kit with a 4R70 with E85 running 10s. No, these bitches are well into the 9s if you have a Coyote in it. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Today we talked about a lot of shit. We talked about TJ Hunt and his Ford situation. with the GTD. We talked about the Coyote rewriting the rule books. We talked about never staging first on if you're racing anyone my shade or darker because you will burn your shit down. We covered some of the stuff that's happening over at World Cup, and we talked about the future of the Donnie project, the Corvette project, and we answered your questions, comments, and concerns. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. We'll see what happens. I might release a video tonight. I'm not 100% sure if I want to actually get the motivation to make one. I got to go to the gym, get that in. I'm going to see how that goes. If I feel good after lunch and I take a big old shit, I'm going to see if I can go out there and make a video showing you how Donnie drives. And I received the Department of Boost intercooler and heat exchanger, so maybe I can unbox those and get you a video sooner than later. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.